Okay. All right. So everybody, thank you so much for joining. This is the Like-Minded webinar. This is our nationwide webinar, and we have
Everybody, thank you so
Maria.
much for joining. This is
Sorry about that. And we have Mariah here from Backflip. Thank you so much, Mariah. If you can, just go a little bit into what Backflip is and what we're going to be learning today.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Eric, so much for having me here today, and then obviously at some of the other in-person events that you've hosted. If you haven't already, check out everything that Eric is doing with LikeMinded because they're amazing. But yeah, today we're going to go over the Backflip app. Basically, we're going to figure out, how to utilize technology to get really quick ARVs and how to comp and analyze properties. So we're going to do some deep dive into that, and then I can answer any questions around lending as well.
Awesome. Beautiful. Before, I just wanted to inform everyone, if you have not, okay, we have meetups. We have our summit that's coming up on July 13th in Tampa, Florida. That should be like a full day event with presenters, speakers, really good education. That's why we do this, right? For education and networking, right? That's what we do. Also, I am going to put in the chat how to register for this event. This is just for us to get in contact with you and send you information about other events that we do. But yeah, so but if you can, it's like likemindedpro.com. That's you can reach us. But we want to go ahead straight into the presentation, and yeah, let's learn about Backflip.
Awesome. Cool. And Eric, if you can let me share screen as well, I'll make sure that I can share my screen, which is great. And it should be for both me and then like the other me.
Oh, the other you.
The other me is my phone. Since Backflip is mobile.
W.
Double me. Cool. But while we're waiting, if y'all haven't already downloaded the free Backflip app, I just recommend that you do that. Since we'll be analyzing properties together. And you can click on the link here in the chat, or you can look us up on the App Store under Backflip Real Estate. And you can follow along in real time. And if we have time, we can also analyze one of y'all's properties. So if you have an address in mind, it'd be great to be able to do that in real time.
Hey, I have to make a comment before you start. I was trying to put some information in chat, and there's nothing there like it normally would be where I can put my email address and contact information. It just says to meeting group chat. Who can see your message? There's no anything on there that normally says, where I can put in messages in there.
Yeah, you can type in there. You don't see the
No, there's no place to type anything in there. It just says to, and then next to it says meeting group chat. And then it says Mariah Schmidt. It's got each individual name of everybody that's in chat, but not a place to send it to everybody.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll send something, and then we'll do that after. Okay. I'll make sure. Yep, no problem.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, just to give a little bit further context. Yeah, my name is Mariah. I'm an investor myself, just 2 doors as of now, but looking to hopefully get into a few more properties in the next couple of years. At Backflip, our mission is to help entrepreneurs to revitalize homes so that every person can love where they live. And we do that through 3 things. 1 is through our free app. So we're going to get it right into that. 2 is through capital. And then 3 is through our community. So we've got a little over 27,000 folks across the US who are investors or just getting into investing. And we know it takes a village. So encourage y'all to get on the app and join our in-person events, as well as Eric's, because you cannot do this alone. So all that to say, let's get into the comping because that is the most exciting thing and what we're here for. And here we go. All right. Let me give it 2 seconds. Can y'all see this?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, cool. All right, awesome. So let's get into the Backflip app. Here it is. So this is the Backflip app. Like I said, free app. You can comp and analyze as many properties as you like and get a good gut check on whether it's going to be a good investment or not. This is our home screen. Sorry, Eric, just gonna get rid of your face here, but this is the home screen. Most important here is this analyze button in the top left-hand corner. We're gonna select that and we're gonna put in a property address. This was one that we were working on earlier today. So I'm gonna say allow one so that we can allow this address. And so this one was actually in Columbus, Ohio. So let me go ahead and put this in here. Here we go. Okay, so now what the app is doing in real time is it's pulling all of the relevant comps from the MLS. So we get data from MLS, public record data, and title companies. So you're really getting a comprehensive view, and it's data that typically you would only be able to access if you're a realtor. And it's going to take just a couple seconds because I'm sharing screen on Zoom, but it's going to pull relevant comps based on Bed Bath and the relevance date as well. So now we have the analysis. So if you look on the top left-hand side, you can see right now the estimated purchase price. So it's showing 134,000 is the purchase price. And then you can see underneath there, it shows you the number of beds, number of baths, square footage, and the date that it was built. And then underneath that, what you can really see, which is exciting for those of you who are doing, either fix and flips, or it sounds like we're doing some buy and holds to do some long-term rentals. This is your estimated ARV. And so it's pulling the top 3 comps that we determined based on our algorithm, and it's averaging those. And so right now, this is looking like a great deal. You can look at the profit calculator and it says, it has a little measurement and it says great. But obviously, like, we need to do some analysis. This isn't, you're going to know probably better than we are. So these are the 3 comps that it's pulling. And what you can do is you can actually click into each of these and take a look at it to see if it's a relevant property. You can take a look at the pictures. You can look at these other comps as well to see if they're relevant, and really kind of take a deeper dive. You can also look at this view map feature so that you can actually see on the map, like, what are actual relevant comps, and you can see within your area, okay, maybe there's a highway, so that's not a relevant comp, or maybe there's, a park, so it's closer to the park, so it's going to be a higher comp. So basically what you can do down here is decide for yourself, okay, I know that some of these other comps down here are more relevant, so I'm actually going to add some of those. So let's say we add 2 of these comps. What that's going to do is it's going to update the AR. It's taking a second here, but as you can see, it's updating that ARV in real time. So you're really able to, get a quick gut check of whether or not this is going to be a good investment. And then we can also, we can filter these comps down here based on square footage. We can do based on, bed, baths, year built, all of that. And then I think it's really, really relevant to go ahead and go in on this calculate tab and change some of the numbers based on what you are going to put into the property as well. So right now we're saying our purchase price is 134, but say we can purchase this for 125 from a wholesaler. So we're going to update that. But let's say we looked at this property earlier, and so we analyzed this. This is more like at least a $65,000 rehab. So we're going to add some more extensive rehab costs on that. And you can see down here as well, you can change some of your financing if you know some of your financing options. If you don't, you can just leave that as is. But as you can see right now, it's still looking like a great deal from a fix and flip perspective. And for those of you who are looking to rehab the property and then rent it out, you can actually switch this over to rehab and rent. So from from that perspective, we need to do a couple other things, right? We would need to change our operating expenses. So I know it's going to cost me like $500 a month. You can play around with what that looks like, but just know that, you know, it is updating that in real time, and giving us a better idea again of this analysis. So, huge asset for you to be able to look at a property. And then lastly, I would say you can always change the property itself as well, aka the beds and baths. So say, you know, okay, right now it's a 3-2, but maybe I know I'm going to add another bedroom, so it's going to be a 4-2. You can update that in real time, and that will change the comps because it's pulling comps based on similar bed bath, right? So then you can actually like justify a different price point because, you know, you're getting different comps. Couple other things that I would say in here would be this get a loan. So super easy to apply for a loan directly through the app. You just click the get a loan button. It will pull in all the data you already put into it. So you really don't need to enter any other additional information. And what you're going to see here is it'll ask you a few questions about how many flips you've done in the last 3 years, your estimated credit score. It'll ask you a couple questions about the property. So we want to know, like, is it in a rural area? Are you going to be using an entity, or are you going to be getting the loan as yourself? And then you'll see some of these products down here. So you can see exactly, you know, some at least high level what you would be offered as some options as a loan. So I encourage you to submit an application. The only thing that does on our end is trigger an analysis. So a Backflip team member will also do an analysis, and they'll reach out to you with a term sheets, and we don't pull credit, right? So it just gives you another, it gives you the ability to go to, you know, the seller and say, hey, I have financing, I have I have proof of a loan that I can get, and here's how quickly I can close. We typically close in like 7 to 14 days. That's calendar days. So really quick, and it gives you a lot of leverage to be able to get into a property quickly. If you go back to our properties tab, you can always see all the properties that you've analyzed. And again, same thing on here. It just gives you a quick, like, good deal, poor deal. So it's a good look at what you're always looking at. If we go back to the home, 2 things here. I would say to sign up for My Leads, especially if you're trying to source a property. My Leads is awesome. It is a great way to utilize technology. If you have a Gmail, you essentially connect this to your inbox, and then all of the emails that you're getting from like wholesalers or your realtor or whatever, all of those emails, the addresses will go into the app based on your buy box. So you define your buy box. Based on your buy box, it will analyze the deals for you and then give you, you know, the thumbs up on the ones that you would want to take a deeper look at. So instead of spending like hours and hours sifting through your email, having to go back to your spreadsheet or Zillow or whatever you're currently using, it'll at least give you that like thumbs up, thumbs down based on your specific qualifications, like great deal or not. So I encourage you to use that. Last but not least, I will say on this last screen, we reward y'all for spreading the good word about Backflip. And the way that we do that is by a certain dollar amount, aka like a credit off of your loan. So if you share this with someone else and they sign up through your link, you'll get a certain, I believe it's $50 per person off your loan for whoever signs up. So that's a great way to get through there. Last but not least, you can see your loan application status right here. So you can always know exactly where you're at. Yeah, that's just like the quick overview, but happy to talk a little bit more about the app itself. We could do a, you know, an analysis quick together. So happy to chat with y'all about any questions that you have.
Nice.
Are you a real estate agent, Mariah?
I am not. I am not. We do have some folks on our team who have their license, and quite a few investors on our team, but I'm not a realtor.
So where are you guys located?
We're a fully remote company. Our CEO is in Dallas, and our biggest community is actually in Dallas as well.
Do you happen to, can you give me the name of your CEO?
Yes. His name is Josh Ernst. Happy to send more details, and then I'll put my email in the chat as well.
Yeah, I think I've met him at one of the
Oh, good.
local networking groups that I go to. I go to several.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's a Dallas native, so I'm
yeah,
sure you guys have, crossed paths.
yeah. Well, thank you for answering this for me. Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course.
So I have an address, but I know Sandra has her hand up. So
Cool. Let's do it.
I just had a question, not an address. I noticed on the app under the rehab rent section when you were looking at the property,
Mhm.
the rent and operating expenses that it calculates there, is that an estimated rent of the area nearby as well?
Yeah, great question. So you're talking about, let's see, we'll do this over to rehab and rent. You're talking about these operating assumptions, correct?
Right.
Yeah. So these are averages, based on just like general across the US. So they're not specific to the area. So I would make sure
Okay.
to update these, based on your local area.
The area. Okay,
Got it.
that's what I was curious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Similarly with the rehab cost, this is
Right.
based on $30 per square foot, but obviously that
Right, it
can
could be
vary
more.
widely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Other than a networking group, an online networking group, how do you find your other prospects? What other resources do you use to get other people to know who you are and what you do?
Yeah. So we are, like I said, we're a really robust community. We do both national events and we do local events. So last year we did over 200 events across quite a few different markets. So we like to be in person as much as we can be. And then we've got obviously marketing and search engine optimization. The whole team
So
does that as well.
are you a member of the National REI?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing. You can get
Yeah.
you can get a lot of potential business there. Here in Texas, we have a Texas REI too, which is a lot less in terms of members, but yeah,
Yeah.
okay, well,
Yeah, there's a great Midwest community too. So for y'all,
Yeah.
for those that are in the Midwest, yeah, it's great.
yeah.
Cool. Eric, did we want to do an analysis
Yeah.
on the property you had?
Yeah.
Let's test it out.
Uh-huh. If not that, I have another property that's more actually needs more work. That actually might work out a little bit more. But
Okay, well, let's take a look. Let's see. And we're a startup, so we're always open to feedback if this comes back or if we find some bugs. I'm happy to take it back to our tech team and build out some new things for y'all. So, all right, so it's looking for comps in the area. Taking just a second here. All right, okay. Eric, did this come back? Looks like we got 654 as estimated purchase price. Is that close to where you would think it would be?
oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
They want the number that it's actually estimated at.
Okay.
It's on market.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So
Great. And so ARV is showing right now 869,000. Is that something that seems relevant based on your area, or let's dig in a little bit as well? We've got averaging these three comps right here. So similar, it looks like 2 bed, 2 baths, variation between 12 to 1,600 square feet. Looks like one of them also has a pool. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, are these comps that you were able to access as well? Slash, are there any of these other ones that look relevant? Ooh, look at that one. Oh gosh, I just love doing these analysis. It's just so fun.
Yeah, this specific one is actually located in an area called Flagler Village here in
Okay.
Fort Lauderdale, and it's like future development's great there.
Mm-hmm.
Doing is they're literally going like block by block and then building, you know, the large apartment complexes in that area. So
Okay.
it's you know, it's definitely a really good it's also a good good way of it's because it's actually it's a 2 unit.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
So the it would actually, you know, it gain around $5,500 to $6,000 a month for a potential, you know, buy and hold. But for
Got it.
the fix and flip purpose, yeah, that seems about right.
Awesome.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
I do have another one for you. All right, let me know when
I
you're
know. I love it. I want you to, get us to one where we, where it's off and then I can go
all
back
right.
to my team and
All right. If anyone else has any other addresses, let's work it out on here. This is why we're here.
for sure. For
Bar,
sure. And I was
you
gonna
have
say, and
anything?
any other questions about lending? I know it sounds like, Sandra earlier, getting into it. So if you do have any questions about lending or terms or whatever, we can talk about that too.
Mhm.
We'll eventually get there.
Cool. All right,
All
let's
right.
do it.
So 1871 Southwest 22nd Street in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, there we go. Oh, no, I didn't put a space. Southwest 22nd Street.
There it is.
Cool. And this is a single family as well, or this is
This is a single
okay.
family.
Cool.
This needs a lot of work.
Oh, okay. Let's take a look at it. Excited to see it.
Mhm.
I will say the app is it's most accurate on single family, but we do lend up to fourplexes. So there is some variation there. Okay, here we go. 1949. Looks like 390 is purchase price, 433 as the ARV. So it's looking like right now it's not a great deal, but that's
Mhm.
based on these selected comps down here. So
Mhm.
we can certainly add some others. It looks like oh, it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, right? So a lot of the comps in the area are 3-bedroom, 2 baths.
Mhm.
So we can add some of those. Is there any, would you add a bedroom? Any potential to do that?
I would possibly add a bedroom. Also I wouldn't offer what they're offering. So if you
Mm. Yeah, we can change that.
yeah, if you wanted
So
to
like not 390.
no, 300 is what
Here we go.
yeah.
You need to have the next session on negotiation because that sounds awesome. Here we go. Okay, so that moved that all the way from like a poor deal all the way over to a great deal, based on that purchase
And
price for sure.
the rehab cost put a little more. It's definitely not $24,000. I would say it's about $75,000.
Okay, so that'll change it. That'll definitely change it. Okay, so we're back into like good slash could move into great if we change some things. We obviously can go back and play around with, we can go play around with the comps that it's pulling based off, because
Yeah.
this is based on 2-bed, 2-bath.
Uh-huh. The
Interesting.
the comps as well. Let's
For
see.
some reason, it's not wanting to go back.
The estimated ARV I think is a little bit low.
Okay,
I would say,
yeah,
and I'd say in this area, it would most likely go for almost about 500,000 just because
right, yeah.
of the property.
Yeah,
And
it looks like
I
some
think
of these other ones are like five to 600.
yeah, just because of the property value and what it's zoned for. All these are
Mm-hmm.
grandfathered in. And
Right,
again,
okay.
right, this is all what you know in your area, right? What you heavily invest in. I feel like that's always a good idea. You know, this is an awesome, amazing tool that you can use. But when you're
Yeah,
really good in your area and you know, and this is like a perfect
yeah,
tool to use because you can go back and
totally.
forth.
Totally, yeah, and that's kind of the thought process, right? Is that this is the good gut check, and then if y'all don't already have your own spreadsheet, or kind of deeper analysis, there's tons of resources out there, but I like to think of this as like your initial stress test, and if you can't make it a good, figure out a way to make it a good deal on this, like move on, go to the next, and it'll make it a more relevant time spend for you.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be if we change this maybe to a 3-bed. Yeah, so cool. Love it. And Eric, is this one that you're currently under contract or trying to negotiate on?
Trying to negotiate still.
I love it.
It's been about 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been about 2 months of them not really the seller is being
Mm-hmm.
it's being sellers that we know of,
Right.
right?
Interesting.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's okay though. At least I'm following up and putting offers in, but I'm actually gonna start submitting lower offers because they're not gonna bite, and I'm gonna keep going lower.
Like I said, you really feel like the next one should be about negotiation. Um, because that is a huge skill set in getting into investment properties. So, okay, cool. I saw, Dory, that you had noted to do a quick analysis on property in Sanford, Florida. Um, right now, let's see, it's got 3 of 24 comps selected, and currently it's looking like not a great deal, but let's take a look at why that would be. Okay, so this is currently a 2-bed, 1 bath, and 768 square feet, so pretty little. In comparison, it looks like the comps that it's pulling from are more like 3-bed, 2-bath. So again, on this one, I would encourage you to either, update to just include like 2-bed, 1 baths, or, just make it a little bit more relevant to what you're actually looking at and the square footage. It looks like this one's 714 square feet. That seems like it would be a little bit more relevant. Again, y'all will know better than I do to exactly like where these properties are. If not, you can always look on the map. But you can play around with some of this, and I'd be curious too if you're able to get this for like, I don't know if it's let's just be conservative, 160,000. It's still like showing as a poor deal, but it would really depend on how much work you're going to put into it, your rehab costs, and then if you're going to add any like bed baths. Yeah, but as of right now, it's showing as not a great deal. That's not to say it's not a good deal. It just means like we need to dig a little bit deeper. All
Yeah,
right,
It's
cool.
Thank you.
it seems a
Yeah.
bit here. Go up. What? How big is it? It's only 700.
Yeah, it's showing as 768, so it's pretty little.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even like what's the per square foot in that area? Let's see.
Yeah, we're looking
Should
at
be.
like high rate is like this one showing 342 per square foot. Um, that let's see, 247, 244. So yeah, it looks like interesting. Yeah, I think as it stands, it's showing as a poor deal, like I said, but I would dig a little bit deeper, but I'm always like, if I'm also of the mindset, like getting to a quick yes and a quick no is the best, because then you have clarity either way.
See what? Oh, you've You deleted the property. I was gonna say, see what
Oh, yeah, I can go back.
what a see what a purchase price of one, let's see. Purchase price of 120.
I'm just gonna hire you out, Eric, to do all of my negotiating.
Well, no,
Look
that
at that, yeah. I mean, yeah, that shifted
I
it
think you
obviously
would need,
dramatically.
you probably would need a lot more rehab costs because I literally drove by it today and there
Mm,
was a lot of open spaces. It looks like it needs a lot more work, to be honest. So I just wanted to see what it would look like.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, we shifted this pretty dramatically, right? Purchase price 120. We upped the rehab from 23,000 to 45,000. It's still looking like it's a good deal, right? And as like a rule of thumb, it depends on, the type of investor you're looking at, but for us, we wouldn't recommend buying something that's more than like 65% of ARV, right? Your cost. So yeah, I'll just play around with that a little bit, but
What do you mean by 65%?
typically we would say you wouldn't want to purchase anything that is more than 65% of your ARV, right? Because then, say your rehab is 10 to 15% on top of that, then you're really like compressing the amount of profit that you can make in the deal. So you're getting up into the 75, 80%. And then that margin, your profit margin gets pretty small. So yeah, that's like happy to connect you with our team. They can help coach and all of that, but that's typically what our team that will be looking at. I don't know if Eric if that's your kind of rule of thumb as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's just making the numbers work, right?
Yeah.
Like in that particular property, like that 120, I would go now that it needs more work. It would just need to basically buy it for 90 grand. Like 90 to $95,000. Yeah, and then you wanna like because that was like a negative right there. It was a negative 2,000. So
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't even work, but yeah. Flip.
Yeah. Yeah, for
So,
sure.
so the one that Mariah's pulling up right now at 641 State Avenue, that's one that one of my flippers actually has for sale now.
Okay.
So, yeah. So he's
Okay.
I'll just read the description to kind of set the plate for everybody so they can
Cool.
understand what we're picturing. So this is directly from my seller. This is a good fixer up, someone looking for a deal. We acquired it, cleaned up the yard completely front and back, also gutted the inside kitchen and bathroom, but it still needs a lot to be done on the inside. 2 bed, one bath, single family.
Okay. Interesting.
How much are they thinking the rehab cost is going to be, Barry?
He did not give a budget. He gave a purchase price, but he did not give a budget. So
And his purchase is 150?
yep.
Okay. So this one, estimated at 24,000. That's just based on that $30 per square foot. Interesting.
So I don't know anything about it. He had sent it over in a list of properties that he's selling.
So
Very
he's
interesting.
he's selling it for 150.
That's what the ask was. Yeah.
Okay.
For some reason it wants to kick me out of that, but okay, interesting.
You type like I do, Mariah.
I'm like, yeah, well, I'm holding it in my hand, yeah.
I get it.
Okay, interesting. It looks like there's some other, there might be some other relevant comps here too, down below. And you can always, yeah, we could do it based on distance. So we could always play around with that, but very cool. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, you would have to change quite a few factors on this one to get it into the relevant good deal potential.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. Any other properties that we wanted to comp or questions that y'all had about Backflip, lending, community, all that?
Is it okay if I ask something now about lending?
Please, please.
So since we're still obviously in very fresh newbie stage right now,
Yeah,
from what we've been told, educated about, usually we say, or we were told that lending is usually a max of 75% of your ARV of whatever home you're looking at. Is in the beginning, that's dependent on personal credit score, right? The FICO score.
correct. Yep.
Okay. One of the things also that if we just started an LLC,
Nice.
however, it's the holding one, but when the time comes that we get a property that we purchase for investment, do we need, and we get the new LLC, well, that's process, it's what they had suggested to do, both CPA
I
stuff.
agree with it. Yes.
Um,
It minimizes your risk for sure.
Correct.
Yep.
They told us that it would be a good thing to maybe get it under our name at first, but it would have to be under LLC before closing. Does that sound appropriate for anyone, I guess, that's familiar with that world?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great question. I'm not sure on like the loan detail, like on the back end, how they would process that, but essentially if you're doing a loan through like it ends up being in the LLC, then we do a discount based on that, right? So like we know that it's less of a risk for us if you have it under an LLC, so you do get, I think it's like 0.25% comes off the total.
So
It looks
there's
like
a discounted rate for if the lending is under the LLC versus a personal name.
correct. Yep, we'll do both, but we incentivize to go under the LLC just because it
Right.
is less of a risk.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Bar, it looks like you had some thoughts on that too.
I was just going to answer their question in a slightly different way.
Yeah, totally.
Some lenders will let you close in either. Some will let you only close in one. Like I have some of, for the long-term financing, like a DSCR loan. Some lenders won't let you close in an LLC. But it's very simple to do what they call a quick claim deed, to claim from yourself and assign it to the LLC. And that's done sometimes right at the closing table post-closing.
Okay.
Some lenders though will mandate, like Backflip, where they allow you to do that. So it's really just on your preference. And when you're out shopping, to have that flexibility, I think is super important. And Backflip's the only company that I know of that will actually give you a discount for closing it in an LLC. I've got 100 different lenders that will do investment properties, but they're the only ones I've ever heard will give you a discount.
Interesting.
Nice.
There you go.
What is the normal rate that you guys charge for lending?
Yeah. So it is based on your experience level, credit score, and the property itself, as well. So you have to have a minimum of 640 as a credit score, and then your experience level basically gets you into like more higher leverage products. So let me pull it up just so I don't speak out of turn, but oh, sorry, keep going.
No, I'm sorry. It's all about the experience, and then that would consider
Influence that, right?
how much payment, etc. Right?
Yeah. So if you're brand new, our max, I can send this afterwards too. Our max loan to cost is 81%. And if you're expert level, it's 85%. If you think about that as, that's basically what it is. And then your interest rate changes as you get more and more into, higher level of experience.
Okay.
So our lowest interest rate is 10% for our very, very experienced folks. And then the highest interest rate is 13%. And it is interest only payment. So you're only paying the interest throughout the loan. And then obviously you complete that upon the end of it.
Right. Got it.
Got it.
All right, thank you.
So Mariah, do you guys allow interest reserves?
Interest reserves. Talk to me a little bit more about what you mean.
An interest reserve is a amount of money that's assigned to pay the interest back to you as the lender, so that it's part of the loan at the end where they don't have to make
Got
interest
it. Yep,
payments
yep.
during the loan period.
Yeah. So we do have one product that is offered it's called our Zero Gravity. It's for our more experienced investors. It's a shorter term, right? So it's a 6-month loan, and it's all lumped into the end.
Okay. Then does Backflip charge any exit fees?
Not that I'm aware of. I should check with my team on that just before I speak out of turn, but not that I'm aware of, and we don't have any prepayment penalty as well.
Is that what you mean? I was just gonna ask if you have any early payment penalty fee, but that's what you just said, right?
Yeah, no, we do not.
Okay.
And some of our really experienced folks, they just try to get in and out as quickly as they
Yeah.
can.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Does Backflip specify any type of specific appraisals, or are you pretty flexible?
We are flexible. We typically do, I mean, it depends on the close date. We can do post-close appraisals as well. So we're flexible on that.
Okay.
And then I will say for the rehab portion, so we'll fund up to 100% of your rehab. And it is a rehab draw process. So you'll like, as the investor, you'll front the cost, and then we'll pay you back within, typically it's like average around 48 hours. And for that we do virtual. So when you are, shopping around, I would just make sure that you look at, products that, or lenders or whoever that will work with you from a tech perspective. So you literally just like take a video of the work that you've done, we verify it, and then we don't have to have anybody come on site to be like, yes, you did the rehab. You can just video it and get your rehab draw back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you guys use a specific service for that, right? Specific app?
Yes, we utilize Land Gorilla for quite a bit of our stuff. And I think there's one other one we work with, but yeah, Land Gorilla. Cool.
Yeah, love it.
I love it.
I know. Some really
Lots
good.
of good
I
questions.
got a boatload more I can throw at you.
I love it. Bar's got all the
So-
good hard-hitting questions on the
I've
loan
been doing this
side.
I've been doing this a long time. The main reason I'm asking these is so that people kind of wrap their head around it, because it really is a
Totally.
process.
Mhm.
Totally.
Can you talk about the steps after they apply?
Yeah, for sure. So after application, like I said, you'll have a Backflip rep that will be analyzing the deal on the back end. They'll reach out to you first through text and then set up a quick time to chat. So if they have any outstanding questions or anything, just about to understand like your goals. And then from there, it's like I said, it's pretty quick. So we can close in 7 to 14 calendar days. And we'll just make sure that we get all of your info and your credit score and all of that. Once the term sheet is signed, you'll have to, I would say it's a much more minimal process than like a traditional mortgage loan. But you will have to, go through quick, background check and all that.
Nice. Sounds good. I love it.
Cool.
I love it. So we actually have like 7 more minutes. But before we kind of get off, I also wanted to oh wait, hold on. Someone asked, are you hiring?
We are hiring. Oh my gosh, yes, we are hiring. So
Yeah, I'm hiring too. No, I'm kidding.
I love it. I love it. We're both hiring. Yes, we just we are a startup, but we did just raise our Series A. So we are growing very rapidly, and we have quite a few different positions open right now. If you go onto our website at the bottom, there's like a careers page. And you can see all of the open positions as of right now.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Cool.
Quick, before we get off, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to go ahead and actually share my screen. If you do not know, and a lot of people don't, we've been building this for quite a while. And if you go on our website, right, and you whoops, did I share the wrong one? Oh man, I am being so bad with tech right now. This is really bad. No, I'm kidding. But I did wanna obviously share something that we've been working on for a while. And if you go to likemindedpro.com and you log in and you make an account, you're actually making an account, you're getting access to tools just like Backflip and other tools, depending on what you are doing real estate wise, right? There's buy and hold, fix and flips, right? There's commercial wholesaling, sub to all that lovely stuff that we all know about and heard. Well, we have everything almost on our website right now. So if you don't take advantage of this, it's free for now. We are going to start charging just because of the content that we provide. And the tools that we have on there is what you need in order to obviously get to that next level. So I'm just gonna real quick, let's try it one more time. Let's see if I can get this right. All right. So if you go in, you log in, this is basically your REI portal. You have all of these property calculators and marketing softwares as well. And then it's all categorized by buy and hold, fix and flip, short-term rentals, right? All this is available to you. And that's if you go on likemindedpro.com and you sign up for our portal. So I just want to introduce that. It's never been done before. So hopefully I did well. But I really appreciate everyone for coming on. We do actually have 4 more minutes left. So this would be a good time to just, go around. If you haven't introduced yourself, I know, I'm going to kind of butcher your name. I'm so sorry. Sadia?
Oh,
Sadia?
God. Oh, I'm sorry. Satya.
Sataya. Oh my God, I'm so bad. Anyways, I wanted, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? You asked a couple of questions. So, where are you tuning in from? And, why are you here? And did you like what you heard today?
Great. My name is Satya. I am here in Orlando, Florida. I just happened, I think I got an email from you about something, and I looked on the website and I saw the session today about verifying ARV, and that's usually, of course, what I'm spending hours and hours and hours and hours and hours every day looking at. So I wanted to hear more about it. I haven't been to any of your sessions or meetups, but I definitely would love to connect and meet some more people. I am a fix and flipper investor. I've been looking for property for several months here in Orlando. And one of the things that I was going to actually ask you, Mariah, but you actually answered it when you were going through it, is what I've been noticing is that a lot of the properties, or some of the properties, I don't want to say a lot, some of the properties that I've been encountering have unpermitted upgrades. And so, it may be normally a 3-2 1,100 feet, but now it's a 5-3 at 1,200 feet, 2,000 feet, but those extra 900 feet aren't permitted. And so I was going to ask you how you adjust for those, but I did see how you adjusted and moved things around. So that was perfect. So thank you for that.
Awesome.
Yeah. And just to kind of touch on that, when you're driving around and you have the app in your hand and you're looking at properties, you can find your ARVs in what?
Yeah, in seconds, for sure.
Seconds. There we go.
Thank you for sure.
So it's pretty amazing tool that they develop. So it is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you
Eric,
so
is it
much,
okay to
Eric.
ask you a question?
You said Eric or
Yeah, for Eric.
yeah, sorry. Yes.
I'm not sure if it comes off as a personal question, more just a curious question. Considering that you know how expensive South Florida is, how difficult was it to get your first door? Or how not difficult?
Well, it was, well, when I first started investing, I actually invested on the west coast of Florida and Cape Coral.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
it was,
okay.
for me, it was, I'm looking back, this was in 2019, 2000, yeah. And no, sorry, 2017. What am I thinking? 2017. And I was like, oh, Fort Lauderdale was expensive then, right? And that was
Yeah.
a dumb move because I literally could have get anything and I would have been very, very happy right now. But to answer your question, yeah, I mean, you just have to just find what you can find. You know, they say you can find leads off market, but you can also just find leads on the MLS. I mean, also there's ways, there's also other ways creatively to kind of make deals happen if for the seller, right?
Right.
And sometimes if they're sitting on the market, for a long time,
Mhm.
then
Yeah,
that's a key of it's overpriced. So you want to, go in and start kind of negotiating like I was kind of, doing with the calculator.
right.
You just want to know your numbers.
Mhm.
And if it cash flows, it's great,
Yeah.
But specifically in Fort Lauderdale, it is a little difficult, but
Mhm.
you just gotta kind of, go to the meetups, other people's meetups as well. There's a lot of groups around here. And there's always someone that has something, right?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, you just gotta keep hunting. But you're, in Miami, there's certain spots in Miami that are up and coming, right?
Oh, we're trying to stick to Broward because we were actually
Yeah.
living in Broward before, and we just had to recently move because our apartment lease finished. So we're currently living in my parents' efficiency to not pay rent, just pay utilities. So it gives us a chance to save a little money and figure out this investment process that we're trying to do.
Sure.
So
Yeah. Residential multifamily, I would say.
Okay.
as
So
the go-to,
yeah, duplex to quad. is
yeah,
because if you can live in it, you can get, so I know this is more of your traditional loans, which is your
right,
FHA, live in it, rent the others
right.
out. Yeah, it's a whole nother conversation. So yeah.
Yeah, we thought about that at one point too.
Yeah, I mean, again, though they are generally more expensive, but help me, Bart, if I'm, like, you can fill in real quick. Um, if it's like a duplex, triplex, quadplex, they can take up to, what is it, 75% of the income from the other units?
As a general rule of thumb, yes, there are some exceptions. Like if there, it depends on the lender, but if there are existing leases in place sometimes and it's occupied, there are exceptions where sometimes we get 100% of it.
Oh,
Oh, good
there
to
you
know.
go.
Then you can also do what's called house hacking, where you actually live in one of the units. And
Yeah.
they've recently changed that to only 5% down. So if you bought a fourplex and you can do it 5% down and the numbers work, you can do that.
Yep.
So, but we do have lenders that do the DSCR loans, anywhere down to maybe even 15% of the down payment where you don't have to live in it. But again, it just depends on the specific situation.
Right.
Yeah. So, and that again, we can all chat later about that or whatever. You can feel free to reach out. I'm very reach out to me here. I'll just put my number here. But yeah, so anyways, so Mariah, if you have anything else you want to say or anything before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, other than thank you so much, Eric. And yeah, I'm glad that y'all are all here. And it seems like there's a lot of Florida folks. So make sure you're connecting with Eric and folks on the ground because it makes a huge difference in your trajectory. But yeah, thank you so much for having us. It's great.
Absolutely. And thank you everyone for joining tonight and for listening and hopefully learning. That's why we do this. And you know, look out for our next nationwide webinar. We should be having it next month. But thank you everyone so much. And Mariah, it was a
Appreciate it.
pleasure, and everyone else, thank you for coming. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
thanks,
Eric.
Eric.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Right.